If the picture on this site represents you, then this is the video you really should spend the time to watch. It's a little longer maybe than you'd like, but hopefully it's going to be able to convert you from one of those that says I hate math to a math whiz, because from this you're going to learn how you can use split screen on your iPad Pro. Actually, it works on most of the iPads, but the smaller ones, it's a little hard to see. But on the iPad Pro, it worked really well. And using it will enable you to get a lot more from your iPad because it's a very easy to understand tutorial. And while we're on the subject and before we get into it, I wanted to show you a couple of things. First, and you won't be able to click on it, if you write this address down, the HTTP address, you'll be able to bring up on YouTube the YouTube channel that'll show you all of the videos that I've posted. In truth, an easier way to do that is, and much shorter, is to use this short email address or electronic address, and that'll take you to my website, and on the website is all of the videos that I've put together, and new ones are added as new ones are added. So hopefully you'll take the time on one of those to do that. And in addition, I would ask you to remember to subscribe to our channel, because when you do that, you're going to get all of the videos as they are released. At any rate, without further ado, let's get into using split screen on your iPad Pro. Tutorial on how you would use split screen on your iPad Pro. And in order to demonstrate that, I'm going to make a couple of assumptions. Take a look at the screen in front of you. That's my iPad screen. And let's just say, for the purpose of this illustration, you're doing a little test maybe, or you're answering some questions where the question is in one place and you need to do mathematical calculations. Let's just say that, well, the question is in our Microsoft Word file. And if you look at the bottom that I'm pointing to, menu bar on my iPad Pro, you'll see that Word's not there. So I'm going to tap on Word once, and then I'm going to go up from the bottom, and you'll see that Word is now on my bottom menu bar. I want to use Excel also, so I'm going to tap on Excel once, and then go up from the bottom. And so the two files that I want to use are now there. Now I could also, if I wanted to look some stuff up that maybe was located on some PowerPoint slides, I could do the same thing with PowerPoint. I could open that up, and once it's opened, I can go up from the bottom and all three files are there. So now I'm going to tap on Word. And when I do that, here's my sample problem that I'm trying to solve. I'm asked to use the data set in front of me, in front of you also now, to calculate the range of the data. Now I know that the range is the difference between the highest and the lowest number. And I probably could just look at the data, because there's not that much there, and figure out what the biggest number and the smallest number is. But let's assume that you were trying to do this with 1,000 or 10,000 or 20,000 numbers. You'd want to use Excel. So what I want to do is I'm going to tab up from the bottom so that Excel now shows on my bottom menu bar. I'm going to put my finger on Excel, and I'm going to drag it up to the upper right-hand corner. And when I do that, what you'll see is that I've now got an Excel screen on the right, and I've got my Microsoft Word screen on the left. And if I go up a little so that I can see all the data, that'll be fine. Now what I'm going to want to do is I'm going to want to copy the information from the data set to my Excel document. And in the interest of time, I'm just going to grab a hold of this lower circle, because I've already put the numbers in. And when I do that, I go up to the top. You see on the top where there's an A with a black line under it. I'm going to tap that. theme color is white. I don't want white, I want it to show in black. And when I do that, you can now see that all of the data that was in the data set from this row down is now located on my Excel sheet. Okay, so real quickly what I'm going to do is I'm going to calculate what the max, the biggest number is, and I'm going to tap on this cell, and I'm going to say equal, and I'm going to key in max, because I want to know what the biggest number is. And so then I'm going to just highlight my data just as I've shown with my finger. When I'm happy that it's all highlighted, I'm going to go to the green check in the upper right-hand corner. And when I tap on the green check, it shows me what the maximum number in this data set is, 63. Now I'm going to do the same thing with the minimum. I'm going to tap on the cell, and I'm going to either bring up my internal keyboard, or if I happen to have a regular keyboard, I'll do that. I'm going to say equals, and then I'm going to put in the word min. And as I start typing it, you can see the drop-down menu shows it. I'm going to select minimum. I'm going to highlight the 60, go all the way down to the last number, the 27. You notice I went too far. I covered the 63, and I didn't really want to do that. Well, next to the green check, there is a red X. So I can select the red X here. The numbers will be gone. Now I could try it again. Equal min. Now I'm going to highlight the numbers, and I'm going to only go down to the 27. Just like that. I'm happy that that's right. I hit the green check. And when I hit the green check, it shows me that the smallest number in this group is 27. Now I want to calculate the range. All I'm going to have to do is to say equal. I'm going to highlight the big number, which is 63, put in a minus, and then highlight the small number, which is 27. When I'm happy with that, I click that, and I find out that the range is 36. Now I can look over on the left-hand side of the screen, and I can see that my choices for an answer are 27, 30, 36, which is the right answer, and 63. The nice thing about this is you have all of the information that you need to do, whether it was 100 questions on a quiz, or information you're accumulating at work, or just stuff you're doing on your own, tracking your stocks, or whatever else. Split screen is the way to do it. And while we're on split screen, if you look in the middle, you see a vertical bar here. And if I grab that vertical bar with my finger, I can make the difference between these two screens different. Now I have a wider question bar here and a smaller Excel bar. I could actually do the reverse if I needed more space to calculate. If I wanted to do the same thing with PowerPoint, I got rid of the Excel. I tab up from the bottom, and then I could select PowerPoint if that's what I want to do. Now, in fact, when I did that, I could put up a slide program alongside of my question, if that's what I wanted to do, and I could go through the slides. But for now, let's just leave it at that we've covered the basics of what you do to get this up on your screen. And hopefully you'll find that this is extremely useful for you as you move forward with your iPad and are working on Excel. Thanks for taking the time to watch this video. I hope that it helped you to be able to do a better job when you're working with Excel. You'll notice on the left side, hopefully, can't miss it I guess, that there's two links and a thumbnail for the video you just saw and for another one that's on my site. If you want to re-watch the one you just watched, you can click on the link, and if the link isn't clickable on your iPad, you can just copy it and paste it to your browser, and that will bring up the video so you could re-watch it. And if you didn't see the other one, I would appreciate if you would take the time to get that link and then take a look at that video too. And the same applies. If you can't just copy it or click on it and get it to open, you can just copy it and open it in your browser. One thing that's super important, and I hope that you'll accommodate me, before you leave the video, take a minute to tell me how you are going to be using Excel personally. And it could just be like I've shown there, one word, work, school, general math stuff, home projects, maybe a little bit of everything. And your comments will put me in a position that will help me improve what I'm presenting to you. And any other comments that you have would be very much appreciated. If you liked what you saw and you can see your way clear to giving me a thumbs up, I'd appreciate it. If you didn't like it or you feel I need to do a lot of things to make it better, give me a thumbs down. Tell me what you didn't like about it, and I will be able to use your comments to revise this video that you saw and to improve on other videos that I will be presenting. So thanks again for watching, and hopefully you'll be looking for some of the other things I've put together.